Hello everyone. Now we get to move into the really the section of the class that most people look for. How do we deal with this speech anxiety stuff? Well, in this screencast, I am going to break it down for you in 3 simple, easy steps as much as I possibly can. Now, I've posted another PowerPoint below this in D2L that has a whole lot more information about speech anxiety. Communication apprehension is another word for it. Your book actually talked about it in chapter 1, which is cool. And I've also got a reading that you need to read down here because you're going to be providing a quotation from that in the anxiety discussion. But so if you want to pause this screencast right now and go read The Attack of the Butterflies, that would be awesome. You'll have even more knowledge as you go into the rest of the screencast. So if you don't want to hit pause, I'm going to move forward and I'm just going to give 3 simple tips. This is if I had an elevator ride to tell someone how to deal with this, these are the 3 things I would say. Okay, so you still need to read The Attack of the Butterflies. You still need to take part in the discussion. I would still take a look at the PowerPoint below this one because it's got a lot of really good information. It's got even more suggestions in it. So use it as a resource. I'm giving you all these resources to help you out. So here I'm going to go with my practical tips. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these one by one. I know you can see them. So let me just begin by saying, your book's going to talk about it. The reading below this, The Attack of the Butterflies, are going to talk about it. But anxiety in this type of situation is normal. It is 100% normal. It means you're healthy. Okay. It means you're right to get nervous. Okay. Even if you're someone who likes doing public speaking, you're going to get a little bit nervous. Okay. Your adrenaline's going to kick in. Your heart rate's going to increase. Your pupils are going to dilate. It is normal. It is biological. Your brain is doing this to you. And so my first point is, number 1, stop trying to stop it. One of the worst things you can do when you're dealing with speech anxiety is go, stop being nervous, stop being nervous, stop being nervous. Why am I nervous? Oh my gosh. Because what's going to happen is you can't control it. You cannot stop your brain from doing this to you. It is reading a situation and it is acting, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. The only thing you can really do is do it over and over and over and over and over again, so that over time your brain starts to figure out, oh, this isn't exactly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, I've been teaching since 2003. Oh, wow, it just hit me how long that's been. That's a long time. So I've been teaching since 2003. It's been a while that I've been doing this. And folks, I still get a little bit of an adrenaline hit when I walk into a classroom. I'm about to public speak. I'm about to be in front of people. And although I enjoy it, I love what I do, it still kicks in. But let me tell you what, it's nothing like it was on my first day. My first day, I sweat through my shirt and I spat when I talked, and I talked so fast, even I didn't understand what I was saying. Okay? So one of the first things you can do is stop trying to stop it. Understand it's normal. When you start to feel anxious, just go, okay, this is normal. This is good. This means I care. This means I'm a normal human being and I'm feeling nervous. Okay? So then my second tip, if you're going to not stop it, what you're going to have to do is learn to deal with it. Okay? You got to learn to deal with it. And the only way you're going to really learn to deal with it is to do this. All right? So use delivery as a preparation tool. What I like to tell my students is that do not spend your entire prep time sitting down, staring at a computer screen, furiously typing or doing research or whatever. You need to, and I would say more than people realize, stand up and talk what you're doing. Say, okay, I'm trying to work out my introduction here, and I think I want to begin with this. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandon Stowe, and today I'm going to... Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to say my last name. Then you can go to the computer and type and go, okay, stand up. Hi, everyone. My name is Brandon, and today I'm going to walk you through... Oh, that's so much better. Oh, that feels good. And then you put that on the page. Most people tend to think it's got to be on the page and then stand up and come out. Actually, try to reverse that. Try to actually stand up and just kind of talk your way through a little bit, and then sit down and maybe type it out. I guarantee you, if you've got a cell phone, you've got a voice recorder. Or if you don't have one on there, download a free one. They're all over the place. Android, iPhone, whatever. Download a voice recorder, stand up, hit record, talk for 90 seconds. sit down and listen to it and go, not too bad here. That's not happening, right? And what you're going to do then is you're going to integrate delivery, and you're going to feel more comfortable standing up and talking the more you do it, okay? So number one, stop trying to stop the anxiety. You can't stop it, okay? Especially if it's just speech anxiety, okay? Speech anxiety, by the way, is different than other anxieties, all right? If you've got some sort of social anxiety or something like that, that's different, okay? This is something that happens because of this situation. Now, what gets tough for some students is they already have the social anxiety, and then they have, or some other type of anxiety, and then this gets like stacked on top of it. They're different things, and so if you're like, if this is you, there is still hope. I've had many students work their way through this, okay? They can do it. So number one, stop trying to stop it. Number two, use delivery as a prep tool. Stand up. Don't, start right away with sound coming out your face so that you're used to that, okay? And then you have to practice, folks. You have to practice. You have to practice. If you don't practice, your anxiety is going to get you. And some of you it might get less. Some of you it might get more. Some of you won't know how it's going to get you. That's why you practice. You got to know how it's going to kick in. Okay? Now it's still going to kick in, but what happens when it kicks in and you have practice is you have something to fall back on. Okay? If you're standing up and it kicks in and you haven't known what to do, you're gonna have a hard time. Okay? So practice. You have to practice. Like you have to practice. I can't say it again. Like you have to practice. Okay? It is the best way to deal with your anxiety and to learn what's going to happen. I wish there were some magic way where I just, hey, knock on the wall 3 times, snap your fingers and you're going to feel better. That's not how it works. There are other things. It's in the PowerPoint that I've posted with this. There are other ways of giving these tools, but this is the number one way to deal with your anxiety, is to do the speech, and do it more than once. Do it standing up, do it out loud, do it all the way through 3 to 5 times before you do it in front of an audience, okay? As much as you possibly can. Get the mistakes out in your bedroom. Get your mistakes out in your living room. Get your mistakes out in your basement at 4 in the morning or whatever you got to do, folks. You don't want it to happen in front of an audience. That's the best way to do it. It's just the best way to do it. So it's so tempting, though, to just be like, I'll just sit here and talk out loud sitting on the couch. No, it is different talking sitting down than it is standing up. It really is. Make sure it's out loud. It's okay to go over it in your head, but if that's all you've done, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself, you're going to get nervous and your mouth's going to get dry. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was going to happen to me. Make sure you stand up. Make sure you do it out loud. And then make sure you give yourself, beginning to end, mess-ups and everything, okay? You're going to mess up. There's no such thing as a perfect presentation. You're going to stutter, you're going to spit, you're going to mean to say one thing and another thing come out. Learn to roll with that. Starts and stops are great. You can do those, but you need to do all the way through, standing up out loud 3 to 5 times if you want to have your anxiety be under control in some level, okay? Because you're going to make a mistake. I've made mistakes in this screencast, but I've done it before, so I know to roll with it. Yeah? So roll with it. Learn what it feels like to stutter or whatever your mistake's going to be. We're all going to make them on some level, okay? So learn what it feels like to push through that mistake and continue on. And the more you do that, the less mistakes you're going to make. Okay? So folks, that's my practical tips for dealing with anxiety. Go through the other PowerPoint, read it. The Attack of the Butterflies is such a great reading. Read that. He's got some good stuff in there. Take a look at the other PowerPoint that I've got here, and then take part in the discussion on anxiety this week. Okay? I will see you in the boards. Bye-bye.